Alright, let us begin. Well, continue, I should say, our investigation. We were talking to him about Iris, yes. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. He said so. I felt like I had seen her somewhere before. No, wait, not somewhere. I felt like I had seen her in court before. Yep. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file. Yes, I checked over every case file I have ever worked on, and I was right. I had seen her face before, 6 years ago. 6 years ago. It was my first appearance in court, and as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? Hmm. I am sorry, right? I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of evidence, a piece of the puzzle that solves this case. Exactly why. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. Yep. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. She was in the area. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Okay, well, I can't talk to him about it, so. Here is Iris, I guess. Apparently, Iris was taken in by the sisters here at the temple when she was a child. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we are looking into it. That reminds me. Edgeworth went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found. Yeah, I already did that, and then it doesn't tell me anything. Do I need to present something? A photo? What do you think about this? Okay, no. Maybe the master lock? Okay. Megatama? Bro, what is the connection? There is no connection. She is the connection. Another victim we know nothing about. Same as always. I hope you'll tell me if you know something about our mystery woman, right? Oh, now I can, I guess. I know that Elise Luxinum was no ordinary visitor to the temple. But her true identity could be a useful weapon for the defense. And I can't give that away just like that. Yeah, but in exchange for the... What the hell, man? Hey, back here. Yeah, wait, okay. There was this thing, but then we have to prove that there were two of her. We can't prove that yet. Maybe here somewhere. February 9, Inner Temple Gate. I am finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. We gotta find her first. Maya has got to be inside the sacred cavern. She's just got to be. I hate feeling so useless. It's driving me nuts. But I need to look for clues so that I'm ready when we finally get her out of there. Because he's gonna start blaming Maya, I think. On the other side of that little gate is the garden. Edgeworth is probably still in there, crying softly to himself. I guess we better hug it out and talk about what he's uncovered so far. Already did that, don't worry. I can't read it very well, but I think that sign says Inner Temple on it. Or maybe it says Training Hall. No, maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it says the Bridge of Dawn. Hmm. I really should get back to work. Yeah, we should. But yeah, because I think Edgeworth is gonna start saying that Maya did it, which could be because she was here. Her name is written on the blood of the victim. That's an anchor for one of the wires that used to hold up the bridge. I guess it must have snapped during the fire, which is very interesting. Why did it snap? You can see Dusky Bridge from here, and it feels like an unusually long bridge to me. I guess the gorge is too wide to cross with a piece of rope or wire. In other words, no one has crossed it in either direction since the night of the murder. Which means that scene in the inner temple's garden couldn't have been set up by someone. Hmm. Only Pearls was here though. Hmm. Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Looks like one of the cakes someone left as an offering is missing though. I guess Gumshoe couldn't resist the poor guy. Or, Pearls was here for a day. There's something strange about this incinerator. I'm sure there was snow on it the first time I saw it. Someone used it. That, and the door's open. Someone's been burning something, that's for sure. It's a shame there isn't a trace of what it was left inside. Yeah, like the first case where we had an incinerator. Which is also related to the Korean channeling technique. Interesting, eh? Suspension Bridge. February 9, Dusky Bridge. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there skulking again. No, you'll probably find Pearls. That thing looks like it's ready to collapse, at least more than it did before. According to Bikini, Eagle Mountain is very prone to earthquakes. I had a feeling something bad was going to happen, and sure enough it did. Yep, Edgeworth definitely couldn't live up here. I mean, Japan is known for earthquakes, whatever. Now it really is more of a dusty bridge than a dusky bridge. That kidnapping incident happened here 11 years ago, so maybe it's cursed too. Yes. Hasakura Temple doesn't have a single private phone line. And there aren't any houses in the area, so I guess Bikini is the only one who uses this. I really wish I had brought my cell phone with me. Yeah, that would have helped a little. It looks like it's about 20 yards to that cliff over there. But I can't see the inner temple from here. Yeah. I really hope Maya's okay. Yeah, well, she should be okay. I don't know. You don't talk about the board, or we do? There's a narrow path going off in a different direction than that of the main hall. Looks like someone's taken the effort to write "To Heavenly Hall" on the signpost. So is it the jeweler's daughter who did all the bad shit? Was also my girlfriend? I don't know. Was it the same person even? February 9, Heavenly Hall. Yep, Pearl is here. Oh, Mr. Nick. Pearls, what are you doing here? Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Well, we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry. This is the loser's shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. Incredible. This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick. Mr. Loris did a picture of me. Great. That's, great, Pearls. We are going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. Don't do that. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up about becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. They're all in their own self-pity. Look at this graffiti scrawled right on the front of the shack. At least he managed to get a pretty good likeness. When I really think about it, I guess art kind of suits him. I mean, his very existence is an art, of sorts. Banner. That stuff is really ruining the beautiful atmosphere around here. It's so inappropriate. Like Sister Bikini in a bikini. Shudder. I've got to think of the kittens. Incredible. River. This is the famous Eagle River. I got to try out its rough rapids the other night. They say it has a really strong current. Well, you tell me. And they weren't kidding. It's both powerful and fast flowing. I was dead lucky. I mean, lucky not to be dead. Yeah. Thankfully, I mean, he called people up fast. Larry. The snow is really piled up on the straw roof. It's otherworldly, like something out of a fairy tale. Well, the roof part anyway. The sign says Heavenly Hall. I guess it's pretty fitting if you spent a night in this little freezing shack. You'd probably find yourself at the pearly gates by morning. Great. You'll die if you stay here. These steps lead up to the foot of Dusky Bridge. Coming down is a cinch, but going back up doesn't look like a walk in the park. I am starting to understand why rivers always want to flow downstream, not up. Gravity. It's kinda cool, eh? Alright, what do you think about my attorney's badge? Pearls? No good. She's in no condition to look at anything for me right now. Anything? Megatama? Okay, this book. What about the temple map? For the hanging scroll, did you do this? You were over there. Maybe you saw who did this? Elise, who is your aunt, I suppose? Because your mother was Misty Faye's sister. Therefore, that would make Misty Faye your aunt. I'm correct. Tracks photo. Crime photo. I mean, I should be showing her a little crime scene photo. Dead person on it, or anything, you know. It seems pretty bad. This crystal spear covered in blood. The Korean master's talisman. No? What about Maya Fey? You don't talk about Maya, what about Mia? Okay, what about you yourself? What about Gadot? You don't know Gadot, but you could talk about him. Give me a sec.
Cool. Let's go.
Alright, I'm back. How was I presenting? I think I presented like everything. I think I was at Gumshoe, right? She's not gonna say anything anyway. But you know, we'll try. It doesn't take very long. I hope in the future games they have done something about this. If the character is not gonna say anything, when I click on present, it will just have this dialogue and just end. So then players don't waste time doing what I'm doing right now. Now again, I don't have to do what I'm doing, but still. Doris' sketch. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? Heh, I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now, with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. Really? What am I going to do with him? Alright then, what do you think of this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know? Really? It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? Did you see her? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But Mr. Loris. Sigh. Not you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I beg of you. Well, you are kinda. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with the look of doubt on your face? I mean, he probably saw what he saw. It's not wrong, but we're gonna see how that could be. Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? I have been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Oh, stunned. Where were you and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? Yeah. I, um, I, I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know. I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing. Does it, Mr. Nick? Sorry, Pearls. But yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Duxnim's room, reading a book together. Yep. But Miss Duxnim was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Nah. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? Is she locked? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Yep, locked. Oh, lots of locks. What the hell? That's different. I have been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. What the hell? What? Her powers have disappeared. Lost powers? What the hell? She was a prodigy. Has she been locked away behind the door? What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hmm. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Great. Pearls. Did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps. Ah. Wah, she's crying. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Wah, he's crying too. Just as I thought. I'm going to have to break her cyclops to get the truth out of her. Yep, not to the crime. Come on, Pearl, you can tell me. What happened to you on the night of the murder? Why were you found taking refuge at the inner temple today? I'm locked up. I am hiding secrets. A different pattern for the locks because I guess it straight up covers her face, right? Normal pattern. Wow, this must be one big secret she's hiding. Yep. I mean, she was with Miss Dixon. She will know some critical pieces of what happened. Break her. Try to break her at least. The night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Dixon's room reading a book together, correct? Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end. You didn't go? Hmm. No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried. I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous. So Pearls never went to Miss Dixon's room. That's why she went to search for her. Because she was too worried about something or someone else. Maya? Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? The inner temple? Come on. That's a low ball. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? No? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Oh, continues. Now, I am going to take a guess and you can tell me if I am right or wrong, okay? Yeah, you mean you know? If I am right, will you tell me the whole truth? Oh, okay. You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. For Maya, obviously. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? Ah, you knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. You signed her up for it. After all, it was the special course. Hmm. I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Wahaha, ho ho ho. And you signed her up for it. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you? Yep. Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple. That's one. Then we are clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple? It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock. Until after 10? How did you know what time it was? The bell? Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out. She heard the lights out bell. The Hazakura temple bell is pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing. I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible. She was trying to hear the bell because you had read the note. Was it? Is it? Do we have the note still? We don't have it anymore. The blackmail. Okay, it's gone. So I guess it's not important. Tell me, Pearls. Why were you so worried about hearing that bell? Huh? Oh, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. I mean, she wouldn't know about the lightning. I don't know. Iris was there? You know, Mr. Nick, I think you should take a break now. Huh? Even your hair is starting to look a bit tired. The spikes aren't looking so sharp. Looks like picking this piece of evidence wasn't so sharp of me either. Anyway. You said you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. Huh? Oh, I think I know why. Because of this, I don't know why right now. Probably maybe I do know for all I know, but I don't know right now. So whatever, we'll wait it out. Okay. We'll go back to suspension bridge and then we'll move over to the main gate. Is Gumshoe here? February 9, Hazakura Temple main gate. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they are having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Come on, man, that's cool. You can see the main hall from here. Sister Bikini should be back by now. We were interrupted earlier by the earthquake. I think I should go pick up our conversation where we left off. Yes. Gate. That's one impressive gate. It's pretty grand for something that belongs to a branch family of the clan. Apparently the branch families are like richer than the real family now. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I bet they make an exorbitant amount of money here. I mean, that whole special cause thing has got to be good business. Ah! No! I'm starting to think like Maya. Great. Not so bad. Maya can channel spirits. I wonder what this thing was used for on the night of the murder. There is only one key to this snowmobile, and Iris is the one who had it. So I have to wonder if it was her. But she says she never left Hazakura Temple that night. Bell. It's a quaint little bell tower. I never would have thought that something this horrible was about to happen. When Iris rang the lights out bell that night. Yes. Nobody knew. Well, someone knew. The murderer knew. Take me to the main hall. Oh, she's scared. February 9, Hazakura Temple main hall. Well, what's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. No. I told Sister Bikini all about it, the Morlocks. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. Yeah, who's doing this? But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Korean tradition. I suspect you, kinda. We have Iris at the sacred cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. You should help her. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Korean disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise, no, I mean Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the master, she said, someone is trying to destroy the Korean tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them. Oh, someone was trying to destroy the main family line. There is only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new master of Korean, and her daughters the main family. All other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. But wait, if Maya were killed, Pearl would become the master, right? What if Pearl was also killed though? Would you become the master, Bikini? Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Oh, is the power of the master worth this much bloodshed? That's horrible. It's an altar. It looks a bit old, but someone does a good job taking care of it. Speaking of altars, I remember seeing one like this in Korean village last year. I guess they really do have something to do with spiritual power after all. Yes. There's a laughably large megatama on the altar. If I can see Cyclops with the tiny megatama I've got, I can only imagine what kind of power this bad boy has under his hood. Oh, very powerful. I've only seen a layout like this when I saw this really old Japanese movie on TV. Wow, this Hibachi brazier really pushes out a lot of heat. Just thinking about how happy we were, sitting here eating pot roast and gravy. Sigh. Yes. It's a stack of straw zabuton cushions. Maya told me this type of zabuton is called enza. I suppose if I had never come here, I'd have missed out on all these new things. I bet the writing on these sliding doors are instructions or for spirit channeling. Kinda like how we scribbled math formulas on the bathroom walls to remember them. Except we couldn't go to the bathroom during tests, and I can't read these walls. You can go to the bathroom during tests, though, usually. I mean, all the tests I have taken, you are allowed to go to the bathroom. Well, I guess not all of them. The big serious ones, probably not. I am an attorney. I was wondering about this. Let me see. Well, as you may know, in order to see reality for what it truly is, we strive to break our attachments to much of the transient material realm. I guess you could call me an immaterial girl. I'm guessing she makes an exception for fine dining. Okay, are we gonna ask about everything? Okay, well, nothing about that. This one. About this picture. Oh, that old thing. I always turned those reporter types away in the past. But Iris was so insistent this time. Iris. Oh yes, Iris loves to be the center of attention, you know. Really, I find that kinda hard to believe. Which makes me think that this is a different Iris. Right? Could very well be a different one. Hasagura Temple map, probably nothing about that. Hanging scroll. Would you mind taking a look at this, Sister Bikini? But freaking one karma isn't here to give me. Scroll, precious scroll. What on earth have you done to it? No, no, it wasn't me, I swear. But who did this, and why would anyone want to cover this thing in gravy? More importantly, does this have anything to do with the case? Probably. Elise. Okay, material girl. Iris's hood. Well, well, well. That's a demon warding hood. Acolytes are highly susceptible to possession by evil spirits, you know. That's why we always wear these for protection. Iris gave this to me on the night of the murder. But then I went and fell into the river and got this nasty fever. I thought maybe if I were to wear this hood, it'd make my fever go down faster. I don't think so. Colds and spirit power have nothing to do with each other. Way to crush a man's hope. We know. Ballerina she knows nothing about. The sword. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. I mean, Iris could never do such a wicked thing. But they proved it in court today, didn't they? That this sword wasn't the murder weapon. That's what they were saying, yes. The problem is, I saw it too. That we did. I'm sure that what I saw was this blade stabbed into Miss Duxnum's body. We did see that. And the victim's staff. It's Mystic Elise's staff. The crystal spear really is missing from it. But the spear was found near Dusky Bridge, right? Yes, even though I'm sure Mystic Elise was in Hasagora Temple that entire evening. Nope. She was definitely not. The autopsy report has nothing to do. Okay, the testimony probably has nothing as well. The track has something, right? About this photograph. Oh, yes. Those are our snowmobile's tracks, alright. I'd know them anywhere. But there's only one set, which means the rider went out while it was still snowing and came back after it had stopped. That's really the only logical explanation, I suppose. Yep. And then the crime photo. You know something about the crime. And then the sketch. Honestly, it's like the end of the world. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. To think people have the gall to call this kind of scribbling by the name of art. Huh? If that's the sort of standard you need for the arts these days, I could be a pop diva. Sure. But what about the contents of the picture? What do you make of that? It's definitely the end of the world. Great. Crystal spear. This crystal spear. It's not from a demon warding hood, but I would guess it serves a similar purpose. If it's not from a hood, then I guess it really is from Miss Duxnum's staff. Look at the blood on it. Oh, poor Mystic Elise. Korean Master's Talisman. Sister Bikini, would you mind taking a look at this? What are you doing with that? Give it back at once. I can't. This is evidence. This really must be one very important item. I mean, we know what it is. Maya Fey. So, this young lady is the new master. That's right, Maya Fey. Oh dear, if I had known who she was. I would have prepared a feast, not a boring old pot roast and some gravy. Once we get her out, you can give her all the feasts you want. I still think you killed her. Of course, you just make sure you get her out, alright? She's the master. You just have to rescue her. Yeah, you say that. Okay, little girl, okay, Pearl Faye, Maya's cousin. Ah, this poor little girl. First I lost Maya and now Pearls. We found her. How much more pain is this case going to cause me? We found her. Ugh, not to mention this fever is giving me a killer migraine. Maya's cousin and channeling prodigy, she was found in a temple. Went to the inner temple, is now missing. A prosecutor who is shrouded in mystery seems to know me somehow. Well, he knew Mia, not me. Gumshoe, she doesn't know. Okay, this is her herself. Her bad back really bothers her. It's all my fault, isn't it? It's all my achy back's fault. Now, Mystic Elise is dead, and an acolyte is trapped inside the inner temple. And that poor little girl has gone missing too. Found her. Missing? I hope that's all it is. We found her. Oh dear, oh dear. I've got to train to withstand more pain, don't I? Probably. Head nun of Asakura Temple discovered the murder. Her bad back really bothers her. Real name Misty Faye, Maya's mother and master of the Korean channeling technique. How can I ever make up for this? Make up for what? For allowing harm to come to such an important person. Sister Bikini must feel really responsible for what happened. Miss Luxram was the master after all. Iris, no spiritual power. Please tell me, what's going to happen to poor Iris? If she was to be found guilty, well, I wouldn't accept it. But your testimony, Sister Bikini. I can't help my testimony. I saw what I saw. It's up to a pro lawyer like you to deal with problems like that. Yeah. A.K.A. Larry Budd saw an unbelievable sight at Heavenly Hall the night of the crime. What a disgraceful young man. You've finally seen through him, huh? How could he sit there and claim he really saw what he drew in that picture? Although, the portrait he did of me was rather flattering, I must say. Still, it's not like Larry to make something up that might get a woman he likes in trouble. There's more to that sketch of his than meets the eye, I'm sure of it. We have Franziska von Karma, legendary prosecutor. Manfred. You certainly have some unusual friends, don't you, Mr. Wright? Ho ho ho. Friends? That fancy painter is one thing, but whipping the judge is just bad form. Well, do you think you could go drill that into her head for me, please? Miles Edgeworth, number 1 at the DA's office. Studies foreign judicial systems. You must be very happy to have such a fine mentor. Mentor? No, he's just a friend. Oh, you naughty devil. Always the joker, aren't you? Ho 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 ho. Ah, he seemed like a lovely young man. Like the kind you can always count on. Yeah, it's kinda depressing how much faith she has in him. Not in me, alright. That's everything. Korean channeling technique. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes. Yes, I do. I've seen it many times firsthand. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask de Mask case, and during the Maggie Bird's trial too, or Maggie Bride. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me when I need her the most. The Korean technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader, really. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? It is pretty important. I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we are poor, Mr. Wright? Ho ho ho! You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. I know the mistake. A mistake? What mistake? The music is gone. It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. The SL9 or whatever. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. DL6. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 incident. I knew it. DL6 incident. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Oh. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. Edgeworth was thing, right? A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in this country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Fey, Maya's mother. Through the Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Korean tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Korean village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's power were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we are finally making a comeback. The Korean tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? She does. Family feud. The spiritual power of the Korean channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. Because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the woman in the family can inherit that power. So they say. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life as a result. Yep. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. Yes, I saw her. That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. She's in jail now. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master seat from her. Oh yeah, okay, I remember. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Yep. Morgan? There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Korean village. Yep. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. Yep, we remember. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... What? Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? Is Iris Pearl's sister? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. What the hell? The Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? What the hell, Morgan and Iris? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you'd met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest! That child! He's Mystic Morgan's... I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she is in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. I did that too. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. Not Pearls though, Iris. Iris would be the next master. I see. So I have been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Oh. Oh, I see. Iris has another sister. Iris is as a twin. Wait, what? The 3? Yep, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. Oh. What? The twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Kurian's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him. What the hell? Cruel ass people, man. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister, could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister? Hmm. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Yep, it was the previous case we just worked on. Well, that Mia worked on, her first case. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had two older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was the result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris had a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info, but not from her. But we will have now new evidence, right? So who was this? Iris was insistent. It was not Iris. We know this. It was not Iris. No spiritual power, come on. I would accept it. The testimony, I can't help it. A pro lawyer like you. Morgan Fay and then question mark, question mark. Morgan Fay's daughter and Iris's twin sister. Her father deals in jewelry apparently. Older sister of Misty Fay and mother of Pearl and Iris in solitary confinement. When I think about it, I do kind of feel sorry for Mystic Morgan. It wasn't her fault that her sister was a more powerful spirit medium. Mystic Morgan just couldn't compete with her sister. It must have been really tough on her. Even so, that doesn't excuse all the things she did. No, of course not. This lady. Iris had a twin sister. That's really all I know about her. That and the fact that she was taken away from her mother by her jeweler father. I don't have any idea where she is or what she's doing now. I could tell her, but she'd probably have a coronary and a half. Yep, she is most definitely a criminal. Is anyone in the courtyard? Gumshoe maybe? February 9, Hasakura Temple Courtyard. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they are humming? Yep, it's Gumshoe. Hello. No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Korean. Whoop, I love my job. Well, who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Tell it's reggae. Every case is gonna be all airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? Hmm. I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. Could it be like a ski? The real murder weapon. That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I am giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? The blackmail? Probably the blackmail letter. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. The plot does indeed thicken. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful there, buddy. Let's not mess up our saves. I don't feel like we could recover them. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.